This is me testing the leg of my first ever robot, a quadupod. Now, you might be wondering what a quadupod even is, so let me explain it. This is a hexapod. It's a robot with 6 legs that kind of looks like a spider. But if we remove the hexa from the name, change it to quad, and erase the 2 middle legs on the robot, then we get what I like to call a quadupod. So the first thing I had to do was hop onto Fusion and CAD the robot. I'm not actually CADing right now because I forgot to record myself when I was actually doing it, but the whole thing took about 6 to 8 hours, and the final result is here. And once I finally finished the CAD, I started 3D printing all the parts. Unfortunately, the parts didn't really fit together and they kind of messed up while printing, so I had to redesign them and print them again. And this time it worked pretty well. Now, the next problem I had was that I only had a few servos at home and they were all really bad. So I went onto Amazon and I found some good servos that had good torque and built-in encoders. Two days later, they arrived and they seemed pretty good. But when I put them into the previously 3D printed parts, there was a gap because these servos had slightly different dimensions than my old ones. So I redesigned and reprinted the models. Everything seemed good with the new parts I 3D printed, so I started screwing in the servos and assembling the robot leg. After assembling everything for about 45 minutes, it all came together pretty well and worked smoothly. So the next step was to program the robot leg. Moving on to hardware, I'm going to be using an Arduino Uno for the processor and this 16-channel servo driver that I'll be using to control all the servos easily. I started wiring all the parts together, which was not that hard because there were only a few connections I needed to make, and the servo driver made it really easy to connect all the servos without any hassle. And after wiring all the components, I hooked everything up to my power supply. I then attached it to my computer and compiled the code. Turned the power supply on. And it worked. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys want to follow along on my journey of building my first ever robot. Bye.